Hey, ladies and gentlemen, how you doing today? Surprise stream. Let's rewind this, shall we? Let's rewind this. Let's bring it back. Here we go. Let's do this. I want to see your air guitars, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. I can pretend, right? I can pretend. I can pretend that I can do this like I can pretend that we didn't just get nerfed. How good is this? How awesome is that? Ah, all good, ladies and gentlemen. All good. Good morning. Good afternoon, good evening, how you doing? Surprise stream. Surprise! Didn't expect this, did we? Didn't expect this. Do you know what else you didn't expect today? I'll tell you what else you didn't expect today. Let's see if we can get a little hello. Oh.
Justin Mark from Millirant sent 75 stars.
Why can't I hear anything? Hold on. Thank you for the 75 stars. Hold on a minute. We have no audio coming through. Let me just see if I can fix it.
Hello.
Hello.
How about now?
Now we do. Hello, sir.
Good evening. Good evening, Steve.
Good
How
evening, Coach Cody. Hello, sir.
Hey. Nice to be back on the stream, finally.
Man, I've missed you on here. I think everybody has.
Yeah.
You've been a busy man. How are you? How is Coach Cody? How is Coach Cody's family? How is life?
Well, life is been a blast. Actually, living the dream is what I always say when someone asks me on how am I currently. Yeah, I'm about to go really full time into this coaching Undisputed Noobs, and yeah, possibly heading the esports team, our esports team, probably next month, or actually we have a practice tournament. I'll go into details soon,
Yeah.
but yeah, so
We have a tournament.
yep, tournament, and then next week will be my last day for my old job, and yeah, full
And
time.
that's it. You are full time. You are full time Axie coach.
Yes, for Undisputed Noobs
That is so
exclusively.
cool. How do you feel about that? How does everyone around you feel about that? Have you told people? Have you like shared what you're doing?
Yeah.
Because there must be some nerves right around people. Are people like, oh, are you sure you're doing the right thing? Do you want to leave your job? Like, and didn't they offer you like a pay rise to stay? Were they not like, don't go? And you were like,
Yeah, I was offered, like, there was a counter offer, but yeah, it's actually deciding to pursue really your passion versus just being like working for the money. So well, don't get me wrong, here with Axie Scholars UK, Undisputed Noobs, I'm fully employed and into the payroll as well, so I am getting a decent amount of money. Thank you so much for that. But yeah, it's not just about the money anymore. It's about being able to help people and also do what I love.
and being
As
around
work.
like a family, right, of people. Because like you're born into one family, but then you create and choose
Exactly,
your
yes.
other family, and you know,
Mhm.
there's the family that you're born into, and there's a family that you belong to almost. And I know like sometimes like there's crossover, but ultimately on life, on that journey, that's where you find your people. And
Yep,
and I
that's
like
true.
to think that we are we are like-minded, connected people right now who, you know, with Fitzy, with yourself, with me, with Gracie, with Gulliman, with Ain, with Honourable Shogun, with all of the scholar trainers, with all of the scholars, with all of the members, with all of the viewers, everyone. It just feels like we're building out this big extended family, and it's like I feel like a duty of care to each and every one of them. It's beautiful.
Yep, definitely.
I love it.
Couldn't agree more.
I have something. Hold on, let me just go and grab this. Cody, I'm going to let you introduce season 19. So this is my drum roll. Let everyone know what are Coach Cody's thoughts on. We're going to go through it. We'll go through the update. We'll talk about it. We'll get your thoughts. But initially, what are your first thoughts on season 19?
Well, yeah, season 19. There's a lot of nerfs and buffs. Specifically for the buffs are for the slow but high morale types, which is reptile, plants, and bugs and beasts. And there's a bit like, well, not a bit, but a lot of nerfs going on with the speed types, which is dusks, aquas, birds, and yeah, those three. So it's not just the damage and the armors that were reduced, but even the critical mechanics as well as the skill combo bonus damage has been changed. So yeah, our old combos would not deal as much damage as we used to do. So there's a lot of changes in our tactics that we would need to, of course, figure out as we go on. I can't really say that, or I don't have enough experience with season 19 to really coach anyone yet on how to play our coordinator. So yeah, we'll see on how we adapt to these changes, and just keep in mind that it's not just us who has been hit by these updates, it's also everyone else, so they'll be adjusting their strategies as well, and whoever gets to adapt first will um basically be in the leaderboards
Well,
first.
this is it,
So
right?
yep.
This is it. So I feel
Hey,
like
minion.
this is a good introduction to know that we're going to have to change not only our perspective, but other people are going to have to change theirs as well. And I think
Yes.
that's the key. Is that it's like this is what we talked about, right? Our core values. This is our core value number 2, staying positive. Even when things are challenging, staying positive. It's so easy to go, oh, damage is so bad now. Oh my God, we got nerfed. Oh my God, we can't get the same SLP. Oh no, this isn't any good. Oh no, this is bad. This is not, this is, and you can get into that mindset. And what happens is when you like exert that energy, other people around you will feed off of that, and like attracts like. So if you're negative, you will attract negative people. And then what happens is you have this negative energy within the community. So the best way that you can address that for yourself, this is your own personal understanding, is to say, yeah, do you know what? Things are different. I need to adjust. I need to improve. All right, maybe things were too easy before. Maybe I had things well. Maybe things were too good. Maybe there's another way I can do this. Like, we need to adjust. That's what being good at this game is all about. The skill comes from adjusting, not just being complacent and going, okay, I'm comfortable, things are easy. It's about saying, well, do you know what? Yes, we did have things quite easy, because we know we did. We picked the team for the last patch. But now things are a little bit more difficult.
The one that has the greatest advantage from the last patch, exactly.
Exactly, yep. But now we're in a new patch, and we have new challenges, and we need to deal with them. So we'll figure that out. So yeah, everybody wanted a Coach Cody face reveal. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Coach Cody. He's here with me today. Are we gonna see you, Coach Cody?
Looking good, right?
I reckon we can get
a bit yellow today.
A bit yellow, yeah. I reckon we can get you to a point where we do get you on camera. What do you reckon?
Hopefully, yes.
I think we need to build up to that, though. I think that's
Yep.
I don't think we don't just give that away. We don't just do it. One doesn't simply just face reveal for no reason.
So before with Crypto Pop, they said that if we reach 1,000 views, then I would face reveal. Here with Undisputed Noobs, if we reach maybe just half of that, 500, then I'll do a face reveal.
500.
We're getting a
views for
50%
face reveal.
discount
Wow.
for Undisputed Noobs.
I don't know if our community can do that. I don't know if they've got it in them. I don't know. Maybe we'll see. Maybe we used to have like 200 to 300. We settled down now. We have about 100 viewers now, which is nice, and I'm grateful for each and every one of you. But yeah, okay, right. When we hit 500, we'll bring you on for a face reveal. That seems fair. So, Coach Cody, my friend, let's dump on in.
All right.
Axie Arena Season 19.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, firstly, what do you think about all these updates? We've had the decks, we've had the Ron been announced. We've got now Season 19's come out. We've had like, it feels like update after update. We've got the Ronin mobile wallet.
Yeah, like every week there's like an update. Yeah, so kudos to the Sky Mavis team for being very active and trying to really hit their roadmap and their goals. I think the next one would be land gameplay based on their roadmap. So yeah, so let's see on what we could expect next.
I think they will do another like land beta. I can see that coming to test. And they wanted to do like in October. They said they wanted to do like a load of updates in October. But I think things got pushed back. They had the Discord hack. There were some challenges. So they never got round to some of the updates that they wanted. But it seems like they've kind of just hit the start of November. And they're just like, well, actually, do you know what? Oh, October, sorry. I thought we were in November for a minute. It's like they've hit the start of October and they're like, do you know what? We're just gonna smash all these updates out one after the other.
Yep.
And it feels like it hasn't stopped. It's like we haven't had a chance to slow down.
Exciting times right now. Exactly.
Which is good, you know. We're in one of the biggest seasons. We're pumping at the moment. Everything's going really well. The markets are. We are in November, aren't we? It's the 10th of November today.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's 10th of November.
It is.
Yeah, I saw it. I don't even know what month we're in anymore. It's been such a blur. I have so many people reaching out to me daily now. These are people that I have for months been saying, guys, look at this, guys, look at this, guys, look at this. And they've been like,
Sure.
And
they
now
were very
they're
skeptical
like, hey, that
until
thing
we
you
were
talked
able to
about.
prove.
And I'm like, yeah, I don't have that time that I once had. Like, before when I had that free time to help you, like, that's not there anymore. Like, I'm so busy now. And it's crazy to even, like, think about what a day or a week looks like, because there's always something to do. It's madness.
Yep.
I don't even trade crypto anymore. I mean, I don't even have a clue what. Like, there are so many cryptocurrencies and networks and applications, like on the Solana network and on the Polkadot network. I don't know I don't know anything about any of them. Like, I am so detached from the main crypto narrative right now, because I'm like hyper focused on Axie and play to earn and gamification and things like D-Race Meta Soccer, Gods Unchained, Alluvium, Axie. There's like so many good things coming up at the moment. I love it. It's crazy, but it's full time doing this.
Definitely, yep.
And so when they throw these little spanners in the works, I love it, because it kind of keeps me on my toes, and it's like, okay, we've got something to learn. So let's have a look at the start then. So PvP Season 19 is live. So just for anyone that doesn't know, if you've been under a rock for the last 6 months, there is 2 seasons within Axie. There's the on season and the off season. When you're in an off season, your MMR, your ELO, your ranking, your number, will progressively go up and down depending on how you play in the off season. So every time you go into an off season, you will continue with that MMR from wherever it was. But when there's an on season, like for example, season 18, season 19, season 20, what will happen is at the start, your MMR will reset. So your off season MMR will be safe. Whatever your MMR is off season, that will be safe. But your MMR will reset because it will now become on season MMR, which right now is season 19. We are on season 19, which means everybody's MMR now has reset to 1200. So that means you now need to grind again. Everybody's in the same place. So they've done a massive rebalance. So now you need to build up. At the end of this season, once the season is finished and we go into the off season, you will continue with your MMR how it was. Okay, so that MMR that you had yesterday is safe, and it will come back at the end of this season. And I believe this season will end on December the 21st. Okay, so on December the 21st at 4 p.m. GMT +7, your off-season MMR will restore whatever it was. Right, but this is an opportunity now for you to get yourselves onto the leaderboard. This is now competitive season. Now, let me just say this from the start, and I want you to understand, there is no requirement for you to try and be competitive. If you are a scholar who enjoys just playing the game, then continue to just play the game. If you are doing this as a way to earn money for your family or for yourself, then continue to do that. You do not need to stress, to worry, to be pressured, to feel anxiety, fear, frustration, shame. There is no requirement for any of those emotions connected to your MMR. Okay? I want you to hear me and I want you to understand. It is optional. If you want to be competitive, you can, but it is optional. If you just want to play the game and earn your money and be part of the scholarship, you can do that. There is no pressure to have to perform at the highest level, right? We're not about that. And so we're going to have two different types of people. We're going to have the people that just want to play the game to earn money, and we're going to have the people that want to be competitive and want to like ladder up. So just understand that there's no pressure, all right? As long as you're doing your minimum daily requirements, which, by the way, chat, we're going to monitor that closely. It's very, very possible that we may need to look at that because this is a big update and we don't know how it's going to be effective. So we're going to see how people respond, how people react, and what kind of SLP we can expect. Like, we know the data. We know what people do average on a daily basis. So over the next week, we'll monitor, and over the next 2 weeks, if needed, we will adjust. So don't worry, don't stress, okay? When we have a new update, a new balance come out, we kind of suspend the minimum requirement. That doesn't mean that you should sort of give up playing because, you know, you have to make some effort, but we're not going to say, hey, you're under 100 because, like, we don't know what's going to happen, all right? And we're not, like, people before profits. Always. People before profits, all right? So don't stress, don't worry, don't feel frustrated, just do your best, whatever that is. So with that being said, season 19, Coach Cody, 3,000 AXS in rewards. What do you think about that?
Yeah, 400,000 US dollars
I
at
mean,
the
that's
current
right
price.
now. That's right
value.
now. That's $400,000. I mean, I see that. I see AXS going to $200 now.
Not impossible. Actually, it's more sooner than later, I think, especially with the updates that they have been trying to push through. Yep.
Oh, I agree. I totally agree. So, Coach Cody, could you go through the key points? I need to. Penelope is crying at me. I need to go and let her out very quickly. I'm at home alone today. I wasn't streaming, so this is an off-point stream. So I'm just going to go and let the pups out very quickly. Are you all right just to run through the key points?
Is it okay if I share my screen instead so they could see it?
Can you see my screen? I'm sharing
Yeah.
mine with you in Discord.
Oh yeah, I see it. But if you'll be walking Penelope, then no one's
I'm
gonna
not walking
scroll
her.
it
No, I'm just going
down.
to go and let her outside because the last thing I want to do is clean up dog wee. I'll be back
Okay.
in 30 seconds.
All right. Well, I'll just talk about. I'll just fill in some air fillers. Okay. So key points. MMR has been reset to seasonal, which means yeah everyone begins at 1,200, and then they have already launched a major rebalancing patch, which, as I mentioned, a lot of cards, Aqua Bird, and yeah, Aqua Bird cards specifically are nerfed, and also some reptile cards, and then a lot of beast cards were buffed and bug as well, and then some reptile and plant cards as well. So basically, what they did is actually nerf what is the most used team previously on the last season and on current tournaments, and nerf those cards. So currently our season structure rewards you for climbing the leaderboard, which is still the same thing. And yeah, if you get into the top 1000 in the leaderboards, then you are guaranteed at least one AXS. And as you progress to each level, you get increased or double the number of AXS that is the previous reward.
Nice.
Okay.
We have a guest.
Hi, Penelope. That's Penelope,
Yeah,
right?
it's Penelope. You can't. It's hard to tell them
Hi.
apart now. They're the same size.
Mhm.
Say hi, Penelope.
Okay.
Whoa.
Can you scroll down a bit,
Oh
Steve?
yeah. Of course I can. Of course I can. So MMR has been reset. We know that. Major rebalancing. Adjusted formulas. Yep. Okay. Good. Yep. So we know where we stand. Cool.
Hmm.
I think they're still using MAXS as well, aren't they? Yeah, they are.
Yes, still
Okay. So
MAXS, and
one
still
thousand
the top
mini.
1000 will be rewarded. Yep.
Yeah. 1,000 mini AXS. Oh, Aaron Sneaky's saying, "How's Benedict?" Thank you for asking. So we're waiting. We had the scans, we had the MRI scans, we had all the tests done. We're now waiting that they've had to send it off to have like a 3D model of his leg made because his leg is so small. They've got to do this model because they need to know. They need to go in. They need to break his leg. They need to cut a part of the bone away, and then they need to fuse it together. So it's gonna revolve quite delicate surgery. So
Kind of
they're
like
just letting us
grafting.
know and working that out. So yeah, it's unfortunate. It's horrible. He's going to struggle to walk, and all he wants to do is play. So it's going to be difficult. But like it's family, so you do what you can, right? So we'll get him fixed.
Definitely.
We'll get him sorted. We'll do what we can. It's a one in a, like, I don't know even a number. It's like a 1 in a million chance. Like he's got the rarest of bone deformities that like
Mm.
they've never even seen before. So it's and
Mm.
because of his bloodline and his breed, like we paid a lot of money to have like that all taken care of. It should have been bred out like of the genetics. Like there should be no challenges. Like that's what you pay for with a good breeder, right? And so we have a good breeder, and she was devastated. So it's just a really unfortunate thing that you just have to deal with. It's life. So hopefully he'll be okay. I mean, we're not sure if he's ever going to walk normally, but we'll keep you updated and we'll figure it out. But thank you for asking. Sorry guys. Card balancing, Coach Cody.
Okay. All right. So can you click the balancing changes link above so it's a lot clearer? You can find a graphic with the balancing changes. That's a link. No,
Oh,
the
like if I click on that,
exit.
it opens up
Yeah.
this
If you could,
document.
yes.
Is this what you wanted?
Yes.
How's that?
Yeah. Better. All right. So for the updates, we'll go with the nerfs first. So both anemone parts. So we have horn anemone as well as back anemone. There are well, they work exactly the same attack damage and same shield. But this update reduced their shield to 35, and everything else still the same. Okay. And then, so yeah, so as you know, there's a lot of AAB lineups at the top MMR, 5 and above, which uses the mechanic we talked about this previous yesterday with the C-pop guild, which is using the mechanic of equidistant, where they are taking advantage of the 50% chance of whether the opponent's tank would attack the top or the bottom aqua. So yeah, still a good lineup. I think the nerf does not hit them that hard since um it's just 5 armor, but yeah, there's still somehow a nerf around it. And then next would be double talk. I think Indes is the one that said that this is OP since the double talk damage goes directly to the opponent's HP, which is 80, and also the next card used after it, and it also counts as a debuff. So a lot of Dusk Termies that instead of using Chomp, they use double talk since it could guarantee a kill with the double talk and then the Thorny Caterpillar combo. And yeah, that's why they reduced it. I think they reduced it too much. The nerf is too much for me, since they reduced it by 20 damage and still did not put anything on the shield. So it's just purely nerf, and but the effect is still the same. But still, you take off 20 damage and still it's compared to Chomp, which has 50 armor. Double Talk has 0, so I think they should at least put maybe 20 armor just to balance out that nerf, since people have spent good money into buying birds or um, Dusk with double talk skill, and having them completely nerfed without like having something in return like an armor is for me a little bit unfair to those players who bought double talk. Next skill is Gravelant. This is a disable card which disables all melees. It's still the same. I actually am for the nerf of this card, since I think it's too overpowered, being able to deny or disable all the cards of your melee cards of your opponent. But they only went and disabled, or I'm sorry, nerfed the shield by 10. Um, it's still a nerf, but I don't think the overall impact of Gravelant really changed, since it's just 10 armor. And if you're not able to attack since you are disabled, doesn't matter even if it has 0, 20, or 50 armor. If you're not able to attack, then there's really no point in having that armor. So I don't think it's a good nerf. They should have nerfed it more for Gravelant. Next is Grass Snake. Is it okay if I just go through like skill per skill, Steve? Do we
Yeah,
have
just
time
do
for
it.
this?
You do you.
Okay.
You do you, man. We're here to go through this, and so this is fantastic. You do it however you want.
All right. All right. So next would be Grass Snake. My comment for this one is I think it's a pretty good nerf. They increased the damage itself, like the base damage from 10 to 20, and also increased the shield from 20 to 30, but then decreased the skill effect from, instead of 2 stacks of poison, it's now only one. I think this is fair. I do believe that Grass Snake with 2 stacks of poison for 0 energy is OP, and doing this, it still applies poison and deals a better amount of damage, and also applies more shield now, which I think is fair for a 0 cost, and also with that debuff feature of adding 1 stack of the poison. So I think poison lineups are not really um, like are not really that nerfed, since Garish Worm is still the same, which is the main damaging poison skill of jumping poison lineups. But yeah, this would slow down the burst or the probability capability of any jumping poison lineups. Next would be Croc. Croc is also a good damage utility skill. It gives you capability to slow down your opponent, just like Mystic Lagging, and provides really good armor and a decent amount of damage as well. Since it's too OP, I think yeah, a five, uh, uh, um, subtracting 5 attack from Croc is a fair debuff, and yeah, I think this one is one of the fair nerfs that they did with this specific skill, Croc. Next is Thorny Caterpillar. This is a overused card previously. I think almost all lineups that deals with like applying debuffs to your opponents has Thorny Caterpillar, because it deals really good damage and a decent amount of armor as well. What they did is reduced it by 5 damage. I think it should be at least maybe 95 even, but yeah, at least they reduced the damage, which could really help um, make more plays against Terminators now. Next is lagging, also a very simple nerf. From 40 damage, they now reduce it to 30. I guess that's why they did not really nerf Thorny Caterpillar too much, because they planned on nerfing actually almost all Termi cards or Terminator cards, which is Thorny, Lagging, and Chomp. It's and also Double Talk. but they did not nerf Snail Shell. So yeah, I think a lot of Terminators won't be as tough now compared to before, and also
Woohoo!
as not there's not much threat compared to before because three of their main damaging skills were nerfed.
Haha,
Okay.
in your face, Terminators.
Yeah, but there is a consequence.
I know.
Terminators, although they got nerfed,
There'll be
Aquas
something
got
new
hit
that comes
pretty
out
bad
now.
as well. So the next one is Risky Fish. This is one of the most used mouth cards for Aquas since it provides a good damage, which is 110 before, and good armor, 30, and also provides you a 20% attack buff. So now they did not just only nerf your damage, they also nerfed the armor. So it's a 15 total value nerf since that's minus 5 to the attack from 110 to 105, and then minus 10 to the shield from 30 to 20. So yeah, we are even our coordinator uses Risky Fish for both our aqua since again it's really good. But now, yeah, so too bad. But let's see if we could make or we can adapt to these changes and still make good plays around it. Next is another card that we have for our mid aqua. Well, our first version of mid aqua, which is Shoal Star. This card guarantees that if you kill your opponent, he won't go to last stand anymore. Before it's 115 damage, now it's just 110. Yeah, it's just 5 armor, but if you could recall previously, there's a lot of times that we are just lacking a few um damage, and this 5 damage nerf could mean that we could not secure kills from what we used to, or what we were what we were used to before. So yeah, another adjustment for our combos using Shoal Star. The next is Tiny Turtle, which is Chomp. Again, this is a Terminator staple. It's 80 damage before and 50 armor. So now they nerfed the damage from 80 to just 75. Exactly the same for
Do
the
you think that
other
like a 5
stats.
damage? Do you feel
The
like
next
Cody?
would be Yam.
Cody, do you feel like a 5 damage is really that significant?
Hmm. Well, I think it adds up. So, for example, what I've mentioned, it's 5 damage for Chomp, and then another 5 damage for Thorny, and then another 10 damage for Lagging.
So it's
So,
really
if you
tweaked.
were a Terminator that were doing like a 3 card combo, that's around less than maybe 50 damage already because you have to take into consideration the bonus damage as well, and the 10% increase in stab.
Hmm.
So yeah, that bonus decreases as well. So yeah, it adds up basically. So I think it's on paper it doesn't sound that much, but in
In game,
game,
it makes a big difference.
yeah,
Okay.
that could mean the game if you're not able to secure the kill, like what you've been doing, what you were used to. So a big
Oh
adjustment for
yeah,
us.
we know my little one HP wins. We know them.
Yeah, exactly. The next would be Yam, so they just decrease the damage. If you're a poison lineup, this does not really affect you as much because you're not really going for the damage when you use Yam. It's just that you want to apply the poison and still does the same thing. You just reduce the damage by 10. So not big of a nerf for Axis with Yam. Next is Garish Worm. Although the effect is still the same, they decrease the damage from 100 to 90, and then the armor to 40. So yeah, in that aspect, in both the burst potential as well as tanking potential, Garish Worm is pretty bad as well. And yeah, we may not be able to see that much poison lineups anymore in the top MMR because of this nerf.
Okay.
Next would be Cute Bunny. This is again an overpowered card for me that I believe deserves a nerf. And yes, it got hit pretty bad. 20 damage is a lot. So from 120 damage, it got reduced to 100 and just um, added 5 armor onto its I mean 5 armor capability. So yeah, the burst potential, I think before it used to deal 145 damage. With this one it might just hit around 125 or 130. Since there's also a change in the computation of combo damage that we'll discuss after this. Next is goldfish. So I'll try to be faster since it's mostly just damage now. So goldfish from 110 to 105, so 5 damage decrease, everything the same still. Post fight from 120 to 110, so another 10 decreased damage. So before, if you could recall some famous combos of birds with double talk and post flight, normally they could kill you with this with 4 card combos and just 2 energy. That's post flight, all out. But now they're not able to do this anymore if you are full HP, because the total damage, since double talk is now only 60 and then post flight is only 110, it would be around roughly just 400, and most aquas are above 400 HP. I think yeah, all aquas are above 400 HP. So yeah, they could not one hit combo you turn one anymore, unless they hit a crit, of course. But yeah. So next is Cuckoo, minor nerf. It's just decreasing it from 40 armor to 30 armor. Still the same effect. Next is Nemo, another hit for our mid Axie in our coordinator. So it still does the same thing, but instead of 30 damage, they reduce it by 10, which is now just 20. Then next is Antenna. Another famous lineup in the top 100 is Cute Bunny and Antenna lineup. So they nerfed this one because they have seen this way too much in tournaments as well as in the top 100. So from having 60 armor before, they reduce it to 50. So a 10 nerf, shield nerf. Next is dual blade. So dual blade deals way too much damage before it hits critical, where if you just do like 2 card combo and the dual blade crits, then even a tank, a 500 HP full tank would die, because dual blade at 250% deals around 100, sorry, 400 damage, and then another 110 damage would kill any plant as well. So they instead, from 250%, they just decreased it. They decreased it to 200%, but everything else is the same when it comes to attack and shield. All
Nice.
right, so that's it for the debuffs.
That makes sense.
Um,
I just want to give a quick shout out, by the way. Justin, thank you so much for the stars. Jake for the stars as well. Shout out, absolutely. Jake Lopez, there you go, my friend. Ivan, thank you very much. You noobs, let's go. Thank you for the stars. Coach Cody for the win. Thank you, Jester, for the stars. Lester as well, thank you for the stars. Long live the you noobs. Absolutely. Ronald with the 75 stars, thank you very much. Jemiah, thank you very much for the 75 stars. Jester, Coach Cody face reveal. Thank you for the stars, but it's going to take more than stars to get Coach Cody's face onto this screen. We're going to need 500 of you watching at the same time for that to happen. Mikey, thank you so much for the stars. I appreciate that. And Cheryl, thank you so much for the stars. Guys, thank you so much for the stars. Sorry if it took me a while to get to you. I did not want to distract Coach Cody. Does that make sense, everybody? The nerfs, do we understand? Like, it may only look like 5 or 10 on paper, but when they add up, if you're using 3 of those cards and it's like a 20 debuff plus combos, which we've talked about before, you know, that could add up, and that could be the difference between securing a kill or not.
exactly. Yep.
And that could change the game. So, yeah, a lot to consider there in terms of nerfs. Let's have a fly through these. I think we understand. Like, we don't need to spend too much on this, but I think we can fly through these quickly so we understand. But obviously, if anything stands out as important, please let us know.
Yep. So razor bite, if this is more commonly known as why so serious. This is a reptile card that enables the Axie to gain HP based on the damage it deals. And this is really a bane for double aqua, since it has a lot of armor and sustain capabilities or lifesteal capabilities. So they even buff that. So before, if you see this card and you're an AAP, your chances of winning are pretty slim already. But now with the buff, it's even slimmer, since they increase the damage. Increasing the damage of Razor Bite means more HP still more HP healed as well after the damage is done, and then having 55 armor. Again, it's just 5 armor increase, but the 10% stab bonus. So instead of just getting +5, you will get +7 armor, and again, everything adds up when you are comboing your cards. So yeah, this could mean like having your opponent like 10 HP left because of the extra 10 armor, and then being able to life steal again or get back some health with the Razor Bite skill. Next is Cottontail. I think this is a good buff. Definitely needed buff for Cottontail because it just provides energy and used to have no stats with it, but now they added 30, which is very significant for Beast, which already has very low HP and mediocre speed. So having 30 armor for 0 cost would really be helpful for Beast to stay alive. Next is Fish Snack. This is also another card that if you are an AAP, you have slim chances of winning if you're not familiar with how to play against it. Basically, if you attack an opponent that uses Fish Snack or anesthetic bait, you will get stunned. So what you want to do is kind of like how you play against Snail Shell. If you attack with an Aqua card, use a 0 cost and then use a high damaging card to play around it. But now they even up the armor some more by 10, which again makes it hard for AAPs to secure a kill against Axies with Fish Snack. Next is Timber. Timber is a low, one of the good cards that has seen not much love or low usage. It's a beast card which provides 50 attack and 100 armor, and its effect is 50% of the damage you do would be added to your shield. So now it's very significant since again I think the updates leans towards tank meta still. So we are expecting a lot of plant and reptile lineups now since most of their cards are buffed. And having this timber option, which you could deal 80 damage plus 15% class bonus, and then adding the damage that you deal, maybe let's say 50 to the already high armor, which is 80, that's around 130 armor. And yeah, I think it's a good counter for those double plant lineups. Next is another counter for double plant lineups, which is Mosquito. This is a bug skill, meaning it has class advantage against tank archetypes. And before it only deals 70 damage, now it's 80 damage. So again, it's not just the damage that is increased, but the healing capability. Because much like Razor Bite, Mosquito, you get the HP back depending on the damage that you deal. Even criticals is considered. So if you hit a critical, then your HP healed is critical as well, or whatever the damage of the critical is. Next is Buzz Buzz. So I won't go into detail. It's just 10 damage additional. Next is Mary. So still the same thing. 10 damage additional to Mary. Not much love for Mary as well. Very low usage. So I'm not sure if this would like allow it to be used more often for beast cards that are planning to be a bit tankier and then use Kiss. But yeah, I could see a play with Mary since it has a decent damage now. Next is Pupae, plus 10 damage only. The next Trifeather, plus 5 damage. So still almost the same. Rosebud now has 50 armor. So this would be more troublesome for us dealing with those backline plants that their strat is to reach Blood Moon and out sustain you. So with the extra armor, then you would have more. You have to inflict more damage, and knowing that we have been hit by some nerfs, I guess we might be able to see more backline plants set up now just because of this nerfs for aquas and also a buff with Rosebud. Next is Twin Tail. So just from 30 damage now to 40. Uncle, which this is a really good lineup that I am actually looking into for our competitive axes. Uncle, before it was really good, 30 and 80. Now it's even better with with 30 and 100 armor. And the effect of this one is it's basically poofling. If you recall, this poofling applies stench to opponent, and it allows you to do a backdoor or damage to the next target for your next slower axes. So yeah, a lot of plays that I could see with Uncle, and like having a good tank with, let's say, 100 armor with just one card, and also allowing the your damage dealers to deal a lot of damage to their mid or back line is really I think a good synergy right now that we could take advantage of. Next is Red Ear. Red Ear is a high armor card. So compared to Pumpkin, which is just 110, it used to be 135, but it does not have the same effect of Pumpkin where you draw a card if you don't if the opponent can't destroy your armor. But now they even upped it again. So I think Red Ear could also see a lot of usage this season, since yeah, 145 armor off the bat, just one card. That's I think OP for me. That's I think that's really OP. And yeah, it even applies armor to your other axis, or your yeah, the other axis basically. So yeah, really good armor card or defensive card. Next is Imp. Imp is not that good before. It wasn't I don't recommend Imp before because it's very combo dependent to have its value. You have to hit a critical, and to hit a critical, a guaranteed critical, you have to have Ronin, which requires you to use another two cards. So yeah, on its own, Imp wasn't really good, but with the buff, I think yeah, it's a decent card now, even without the critical effect. Or I mean, the gain energy critical effect. So yeah, I think it's a good buff for those which the type of beast that was mass produced, which is Ronin, Imp, and two Nutcracks. So I think we might see that now in the higher MMR, because normally that see you can't see it above or past 1800 MMR, but now we may be able to see it again, since again Imp is buffed as well as Ronin. Next is Kotaro, another 5 damage buff and 10 armor, really good. Next, Jaguar. This is another really good card that might see a lot of usage too. 120 damage for Beast. In considering we are still at tank meta, yeah, this could see a lot of usage now. And then next is Cactus. I don't know why they buffed Cactus. I think it's a pretty strong card even before, but now they even added that 5 extra damage, which means it's even better now. So yeah, pretty weird buff for Cactus for me. Next is Ronin. Ronin actually I think deserves a buff, especially because they made some changes with the critical damage calculation. I think it should even be 85 or 90, since the critical damage is now nerfed so much, and I'll go into detail later. After we finish the buffs. Next is Scaly Spear, just a 10 increase in damage. Then Wall Gecko, 10 more armor. Really good defensive card as well. Wall Gecko, that's critical escape, which allows, or which, its effect is to decrease the damage, any incoming damage by 15%, and adding another 10 armor would be a lot more trouble for our AAPs to secure a kill against this type of Axie. Next is Scarab, good counter for those zigzag plants, as well as double anemone, since now they will not heal for 2 rounds. So kind of like a speed debuff. So this turn they won't heal, and then the next turn they won't heal as well. So really good. Before it's just 1 round. Next, Scaly Spoon. This is Tiny Catapult, which reflects range damage. So just additional 10 armor. Not much to talk about that. Ant is just like Onko, which but is a tail body part, which allows you to again apply stench. So just like Onko 3080, now it's 30 100. So yeah, I'm looking into like building a lineup around this. Let's see if I could figure out something. Next is Strawberry Shortcake. This is one of the cards that I think, no, not one of the cards, but this is the least used card.
It's the only one with 2
Um,
energy as well, isn't it?
yeah, it's the only 2 energy card that doesn't even have stats and only heals you for a lot of HP. But yeah, that's very situational because if you can't, since you don't have armor with 2 energy, you're easily bursted and there's really no use of you healing if you're already dead or in last stand. So it's a good thing that they added armor, but I still think that 40 armor is not that good. Maybe 50 would have been better. But yeah, at least we might see again backline plants with strawberry shortcake instead of healing buds if ever. And yeah, let's see if backline plants becomes meta now.
Makes
Let's
sense.
see.
Makes sense.
Next.
There seems to be a lot of reptile bugs and a bit of beast.
Yeah.
So what I notice, if I go back to this, and we talked about this before, so this image here that you can see on the screen, this shows you the classes, and there's kind of 3 in each class. So we've got our bird, our aqua, we've got our beast, and our bird, aqua, we've got our bug and beast, we've got our plant and reptile, as well as obviously dusk mechanic. But if you look at the aqua here, it receives 15% more damage from bug and plant, and it deals 15% less damage to these cards.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you consider most of the cards that have been buffed here, we are looking at a lot of bugs, we're looking at some plant, but we're also looking at, in terms of what's been buffed here, oh, sorry, I've lost my screen, we can see that the beast has been buffed quite a bit as well.
Yes.
So I think it's fair to say that if we're looking at reptile, beast, and bug, and we're looking at this here, it is the opposite to asset classes to our own. If we look at the coordinator and where we sit, it feels like our main lineup of Aqua hasn't really received any love this patch.
Yes, no buffs at all and all nerfs.
All nerfs.
There's no aqua buff currently.
So
Or there's no aqua that was buffed.
No, so what people might look at here is go, oh no, we've been nerfed. Oh no, it's so bad now. But last season, people were saying the opposite. People were saying, oh my god, Aqua's too OP. So last season, someone with their Rimp lineup or their Aqua Bird plant or Beast plant or whatever lineup they had would have been saying the same thing. Oh, my lineup's just not very good at the moment. So it's not necessarily that your lineup is not good anymore. It's just that you joined into the program at a point when you was experiencing above average stats.
Yep.
And so now you've just been normalized and you've been brought back down to a level playing field. So it's not that you've got bad stats now. It's just that you don't have the additional good stats that you had. And I think that's one of the things you need to consider here is that this is like with this image here that you can see, it will balance. So right now, Aqua may not be meta this season, but that just means because something else is meta, people will counter for that. And so next season, it will rotate. And every season, we will see these asset classes rotating. Hopefully my voice isn't echoing anymore. Can you still hear me, Cody?
Yep.
Okay.
No echoes for me.
Alright, people are saying
Maybe because I'm not on the
why. This is exactly what happened yesterday. I don't know why. Hopefully it's better. Is it better? People are saying it's echoing. It did this the other day and I have no idea why. Alright, well, it's echoing on you.
Maybe it's because of Facebook? Or is it because of my mic?
No, I don't think it's because of you. It happened before. I think it's OBS. It did it before. It's really weird. I don't know why.
OBS.
Yeah, it was playing up before. Guys, I can't do anything about it. It was weird. Like, we're both echoing, apparently. I'll look into it. There's 3 Steves talking. Hold on a sec, guys. One sec. Let me see what I can do. Let me see if I can fix this. Hold on. How's that?
better? Hopefully it's... Alright, we'll have a look. Apparently you're echoing as well, Cody. No, I literally haven't changed anything. I haven't pressed a single setting on here. So it's still echoing, but I don't know why. That's really strange. Okay. Sorry guys, I don't know what to say. I mean, I haven't changed anything here. All I can do is... Alright, let me try and do this. Hold on. Hello. That's not even going to work. Right, so... Hello, how's that? Hey, can you hear me now?
Now I hear you.
Okay,
Sure,
right, one sec. How about now? Can you hear me now? Right, so that should be... Is that working? Can you hear me now? Alright, so you can hear me on the stream now, but Cody, you can't hear me now. Okay, one sec. I don't know.
Oh, I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes.
Oh, okay, you can hear me. Cool.
Yep.
Right, is it still echoing? It's a little better. The echo's reduced, but still there. I don't know what's causing the echo. Hold on, what about this? Has that fixed it? Is it better now? Is there an echo now? Or is it gone? Sorry, guys. Still an echo? All clear? Right, so this is better now. So there's no... Hold on, now you're saying it's the same. So there's still an echo. Okay. Sorry, Cody. I don't know what's going on, mate. It's OBS.
Is it echoing for me too, guys, or is it just Steve?
Some are saying all good. Some are saying yeah. Okay, it's better now. Some are saying it's better now. It's OBS. It's weird. So oh no, Coach, you're good. It's just me. So it is. It sounds all right now. So it's OBS. It happens with OBS, and if I shut OBS down and restart it, it will be okay. When you change your camera angle, it sounded perfect. Hold on a sec. So okay, so is it echoing now? Is it? So hold on. So Fitzy, you're saying that now it's echoing, right?
For you, sir. Heart.
Oh, thank you, Odin. Thank you very much. It's robotic now. Okay, hold on. But now it's okay, right? Now you're saying it's okay and it works. So now is it okay? And now it's good. Wow. Okay. All right. Strange. So now it sounds right. So now Fitzy says it's still robotic, and everyone else says it's perfect. Okay, I have no idea what's going on, guys. All right. The transition part sounds perfect. So if I talk over the transitions, it's OBS. It's something's wrong with OBS. I don't know what it is. Anyway, we can't do anything about it. So we just. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. It's just one of them things. Coach Cody, you still there, buddy?
Yep. Still here.
All right, sorry about that, guys. Tech, can we do? I'll look into it and see if we can fix it for later.
Okay.
All right.
So
What are we up to next then? What's the next part of this?
next part is the calculation of criticals. So before, there's a lot of complaints that critical strikes determine or secures games for um, those who are hitting them, and it's too unfair for most of our players since yeah, it swings the favor to whoever hit the critical too much. And instead of lowering down the critical chance, what they did is to lower down the damage based on or base the damage based on the opponent or the axie that has made a critical, the morale of that axie specifically. So um Beasts has the highest morale, a maximum of 61 without any buffs. And then Aqua's around, I think they have around 27, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, so the computation now would be the morale multiplied by 10 plus morale. But basically, before it was multiplied by 2 whenever you hit a critical. So let's say you are dealing 120 damage. If you hit a critical, it's automatic 240 damage since it's 100% increase. Now there's this math that I cannot check yet since I haven't played that much games. But yeah, I think Miracle and some other scholars have mentioned that before we were dealing around